Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Before we go any further, just a massive thank you to everyone who's subscribed and liked so far. And if you're new to the channel, please press that subscribe button because it all helps. Okay, so if you haven't already seen it, it's behind me and I've got something rather special and rather rare. It's Fiat Tipo Sedicivalvole. Sedicivalvole means 16 valve to you in watching this. Don't understand Italian, and it's a really rare car. They only imported over 500. Can't be exact on them figures, but back in the 90s, apparently over 500 come over to England, and we just did a little check now. This particular model at the minute is there's only two licensed on the road and 17 sawn, which makes it extra rare. You just don't see Tipos anymore on the road, and I thought it would be nice to have this one on our channel, and this one belongs to Chris, who's our special guest today. Chris, come over. This is Chris, everybody.
Hello.
And that's his Tipo Sedicivalvole. He doesn't just own this car though, he has a few in his collection. If you want to tell everyone what else you own.
So what have I got? I've got Uno Turbo.
Which is really, really nice.
Which is, yeah, this, Punto GT.
You still got that?
Yeah, still got that. Fiat Argenta.
That's really rare as well.
Two roadworthy in the country. And an early Fiat Chroma.
You still got that as well?
Yeah, 92, one of the last UK right-hand drive models.
So, you like your Italian cars?
I love them, yeah.
So yeah, that's this is Chris, everyone. That's his Fiat Tipo Sedicivalvole, and thank you, Chris, so much for bringing it onto the show, our show. I don't know, our episode today. Oh, right, guys. So the inside of the Sedicivalvole, Chris has changed the seats and the belts in this one. I love what he's done to the belts. We've got the red Cinquecento belts, like the Uno Turbo as well. The seats, the leather seats, and they're out of a Bravo HGT. If we can, I'll show you pictures of my Sedicivalvole when I used to own one. You'd get optional Recaro seats in these cars, and they are like, they're amazing. The Recaro seats in the 5-door were really cool. I'll see if I can get a picture and show you guys. But yeah, Chris has changed it in here to Bravo seats, and everything else though is original. In the 5-door, you've got the Momo steering wheel. It's a bit flatter than this one. 3 doors come with this steering wheel, but everything else is pretty original. One thing I love about the Sedicivalvole, so the Tipos, they did a DGT, which was digital dash. But the Sedicivalvole, you got electronic check, you got like a check panel. Don't know if it works on this one, but my one, you'd get lights pop up, typical Italian. But you've got oil bar pressure, water temperature, you've got a little clock, oil temperature, and then you've got, it looks so cool. This is what I love. When I was 17 years old and I had a Sedicivalvole at 17, one thing I loved about it was like the dash, and when it lights up at night time, it was really cool. A lot of people love the DGT dash as well. That's cool as well. And even the stalks, these all light up. So when you turn the lights on, all the stalks light up as well. You've got green, so you can see. Most cars nowadays, they don't. It's got aircon button. I didn't know they come with aircon button.
Yeah, Europe they did.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. But yeah, and then this one has actually been featured as well in Autosportivobedford magazine. There it is there. Oh, it's a beaut. I love these cars. But I'll tell you what, enough me rambling on. Let's get it out on the road and see what she drives like. Chris has kindly let us take it out on a road test. For me, I love these cars. When I was 17 years old, a Tipo Sedicivalvole was my very first car, and that is all thanks to my uncle who had one and introduced me to it. And everyone back then had Renault 5 turbos, Peugeot 205 GTIs, and I used to go rolling up to Milton Keynes car cruise in a Fiat Tipo Sedicivalvole. And when I used to race other people, they didn't believe like what was under the bonnet on one of these cars. I used to shock a lot of people in these. But yeah, I love them. Sentimental these are to me, 'cause it's my first car. I've owned about 5 of them, and I've had a turbo one as well, because the Integrale engine is practically the same as what's under here without the turbo. They handle, unless you change the shocks and springs, it's a bit boatish. You'll find out in a minute, James. But
this one's had its shocks and springs changed. Though.
Yeah, he's changed them on this. What did he say? KYB shocks?
Yeah, and lowered springs.
And lowered springs. But you put a K&N filter on this engine and it sounds like an American muscle car, and I'm not joking. You Tipo owners will know how amazing they sound with a K&N on. I don't think this has. It's got a standard box on it, I think. Lampredi's twin cam engine under here, and it was a real good popular engine. Again, you'll find it in the Integrale, the Coupe, Fiat Coupe, the 131, 8 valve, that's the Lampredi engine. It all evolved, but it's one of my favourite engines. Well, back then though, you feel the power. John Paul's not impressed. What's wrong, John Paul?
I'm trying to work out what is the purpose of this car. What was Fiat?
This was Fiat's hot hatch. This had to compete against the Golf.
It's a Golf GTR.
But you had
Yeah.
the Uno Turbo, and I prefer an Uno Turbo over this.
This come after the Uno Turbo, well, the Mark II, but
Yeah, this is bigger.
yeah,
No,
this is
it's bigger. No, of course. But I'm just thinking, it just looks like a bigger. To me, it looks like a bigger Uno, and it doesn't really have, like, I would say, a special kind of engine kind of thing. It's just like a non-turbo 16 valve.
They only made 500 of them.
What are these?
Yeah,
They only brought 500 to the UK.
maybe. Yeah, I think that's what they did. They only brought 500 over to the UK.
So you'll find that a lot of these are imported then. By now, would you say?
Well, there ain't many left in England. There's
No,
like
yeah.
there's like 17 sawn and 2 on the road licensed. It's really rare. It's a rare car. That's why I love it. I mean, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let James drive. So basically, this was Fiat's answer to like the Alpha 145
Right.
Cloverleaf.
Yeah,
These were like, you either had the 145 Cloverleaf or you had a Tipo Sedicivalvole.
I get you. Yeah, so it's like a Golf size.
Yeah, hot
And
hatch.
it feels a little bit more grown up than an Uno Turbo, doesn't it? Like the Uno Turbo is a bit more of like a
Yeah.
crazy
I feel
fun
like
car.
this car never got the credit it deserved.
Well, we'll find out
Well,
if it deserved any credit.
It did. Back then, when I was 17 years old, in a 2-litre 16
I like.
valve,
We haven't mentioned it has a sunscreen at the back, which I think is very cool.
yeah, that's so.
It's
retro.
manual, like it's not an electric one, but it's still pretty cool. Not many cars have those.
Is that for when you're at night and your privacy?
Oh yeah, when you park up with a
with the
chick.
Yeah. So you can have some shenanigans in the back.
Just pray that nobody comes to the sides.
It's got some go.
It has.
The gearbox is be honest. But
What Italian car is?
yeah, and it's old. You know, maybe it was better when it was new. It's very like, it's a long throw, I would describe it as. But yeah, it is a Fiat, so you know, what do you expect? Let's see how it goes around this corner, shall we? I could have gone way faster than that. I didn't have the faith in it, but yeah. That's alright. It handles well.
Yeah.
I mean, the owner said that on stock suspension it's not great,
No, they're not.
but he hasn't done a lot to this, and it's fairly planted.
You know, this shares the same platform as the Fiat Coupe, the Fiat Bravo that we're building.
Oh, okay.
The Alphas, all the Alpha GTVs,
Yeah.
same underneath.
Okay.
Yeah.
They really get their money's worth out of a platform, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah, supply the whole chain.
Yeah, literally just
Every
build
car.
one car and just put different body panels on them.
Yeah.
It's all right. I think yeah, I'm not getting a lot of confidence from the steering, I'll be honest. But the thing is, the last car that I drove was the that 156, and that was
yeah,
a lot
the GT.
newer. So I'm trying to remember. This is like an extra 10 years older than that car, because obviously a lot has changed since then. But no, it's yeah, it's all right. It's fun little. I mean, I haven't driven a GTI of this era, so I don't really have a lot to compare it to.
Yeah, you're really young and young.
But I'm sure when this came out, it was a lot of fun. It sounds quite nice. It's got a little rasp from the exhaust, and he said he thinks the exhaust is standard. I mean, you probably know.
Yeah.
But considering it's a standard exhaust, it sounds pretty good. I'd imagine if you did a couple of tweaks, put a stainless steel like back box on it, it'd probably sound pretty good.
Yeah, they do. What do you think of the dash though?
The dash is cool. I like the dash. I like the
cool,
dials. I like that it has aircon and lots of creature comforts that I wouldn't have expected this car to have.
Yep.
Bit of a novelty.
The size of the glove box, it's really big.
That's huge.
It's got a key on it as well, so you can lock it.
And you've got this big old space over here to put things on.
Yep.
That is a massive glove box. You can fit a stowaway in it.
It comes alive at
It does,
the top.
yeah. No, it is actually like pretty pokey, to be fair.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm stuck behind a Fiat Panda, so I
Oh.
can't really go any quicker than this, but that's okay. No, it's quite nice. It's quite comfortable. The seats aren't amazing, but they're all right. What do you think to the seats?
Well, the seats, they're not original seats.
Are these not? Oh no,
No,
you
they're
said
from
they're
the
from the Bravo, aren't they?
If I show you pictures, I want to try and get you to put pictures so the guys can
Yeah.
see. When I had my black one, I had Recaro seats. John Paul, you remember them?
Yeah, well, they're the ones that like Burberry kind of.
That's it, yeah. Yeah, the
trying
checkered
to match,
kind of.
like the Golf,
Yeah.
the Polo.
That's
Like,
it.
Polos have it, don't they now?
Yeah. That's what I had in my black one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, they're not bad seats. They're just not like the most comfortable things about it. Also, have you,
They feel plasticky, don't they?
for some reason, it doesn't go straight from first to second. There's like a bit in the middle where it goes.
Oh, he did mention.
Yeah, is that normal?
No.
No. Okay, that's just because it's old.
Yeah.
Which is
Guys, come with us.
which is
We've got
porn thing.
we've got a car things couch,
We've got-
lounge, espresso
Yeah.
bar.
Help us in the comments. Name
Yeah.
our new studio area, kind of thing.
Yeah.
You'll see.
Yeah.
Come with us.
Help
I'll
us
show
think
you
of a name for it.
Yeah.
Espresso hour.
We're rolling.
Hi guys, look, we got a YouTube lounge cappuccino bar where we sit down, we chat rubbish and we drink espresso. I've got coffee. What have you got in yours?
Italian's finest.
Have you? Okay. And well, basically, what this is about is we're going to get a guest on our channel with their Italian car. So if you're watching this, you love what we do, and you think you'd love to have your car featured on our channel, send us an email. We'll put it in the description, our email address, and let us know what car you got, if you want it featured, and we'll interview you as well, as we are today with Chris, who has come kindly today. He's travelled with his Fiat Tipo Sedicivalvole, and we're basically just going to sit here and chat utter nonsense about rusty Italian cars.
Apparently so.
So, Chris, How's your coffee?
It's good, but can I just correct? It's espresso.
Espresso.
No.
Espresso.
Teaching the Italian how to
He's
say
teaching
espresso.
the Italian how to say it.
He's right.
I know. I know. Oh well,
That's right, you said
espresso.
it about 4 times and it's just bugging me. So
Sorry, man.
That's right.
There we go.
It'll be 5 minutes.
Yeah. So, Chris, did I say your name right?
You did. I know it's a difficult one.
Your Tipo.
Yeah.
How long have you had it? Why did you buy it? And why do you love it?
So, I always wanted one. I always wanted the 3-door as well. 5 doors are great, but for me, the 3-door always just looked slick, sort of 3-door hot hatch.
The 3-door looks like a proper hot hatch compared to a 5-door.
Yeah, it's sort of like Italian Golf GTI, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the closest equivalent. That's how I try and describe it to people. Yeah, it was just like all the cars I've got. They were the cars in the brochures when I was a kid. They were the ones that I was looking at and thinking, oh, I want a car. And sort of 10 years old, flicking through the brochures and seeing things like this. Yes, I just always loved it.
Where did you find it?
Found it on eBay.
Yeah.
10 years ago, over in Norwich. There's a guy who had 2 of them. And it had been off the road, I think, not quite a year, coming up to a year, and it was just looking a bit sorry for itself. And so yes, I thought this is going to be my next project.
Did you drive it back, or did you have to drive it back?
No, she wasn't on the road. In fact, it's probably the only car I've ever bought that wasn't
Was it running?
roadworthy. It was running.
Yeah.
It was running. It just it wasn't MOT'd or anything like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it definitely needed recommissioning.
What did you have to do then, parts wise and stuff? What have you done to it?
So the worst was
Yeah.
underneath. It was almost non-existent under there.
Was it?
Yeah,
Really?
it was so bad.
I know they.
So bad.
They're supposed to be fully galvanised.
It's supposed to be, yeah. Top-wise,
Yeah, good.
Body-wise, fine. But underneath was terrible. Especially, and I think it was a 3-door thing.
Yeah, the arches.
The back arches and the back sort of inner
What
sills.
about like the floors? Where did it go on the floors then?
Literally all down the inner sills, like all down there was all gone.
Yeah.
So she just sort of sat on my drive for a couple of years thinking this is the next project. So yeah, went over to my mechanics.
Yeah.
And then it was sort of out of sight, out of mind. It was just like, just do it in your spare time.
How long did it have it?
I think it was almost 4 years.
Because the worst thing you could
I
say.
almost forgot I had it.
The worst thing you could say to like a garage is, "Oh yeah, just take your time with it," because then they'll put it on the back burner.
Yeah.
And they will take their time with it.
Yeah.
So.
1 bottle a week,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, look at our Bravo.
Yeah.
When will we get back on that?
Well, after this interview, we've got wiring to do.
Besides the Tipo,
Yes.
what other car? I know we mentioned it earlier. What other cars you've got? But if you tell everybody again, if they're listening this time.
So the biggest show car is my Uno Turbo,
Yeah, I love
Mark
that
II
car.
Uno Turbo. Yeah.
That's been featured as well, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, that's been not in Auto Italia yet. I can't remember which magazine, but it's been in the magazine as well.
Yeah. I love that one. It's nice.
Yeah, she's all right. She's all right. I've had that 11 years now.
Has it been that
Yeah.
long? Really? You've brought it to our shows as well here, haven't you?
That's right.
Uno Turbo. What else have you got?
So Punto GT.
Is that on the road?
It is on the road.
Yeah.
It is on the road.
You
She's a bit
using it?
tatty now. She doesn't really get used much at all. We've got
Yeah.
too much else going on.
Punto
but,
GT King here. You love your Punto GTs.
Yep, had enough of them. Had over 10 of them.
Would you buy another one?
I would buy one, but it'll have to be, there's only one colour I want now to tick the full spectrum of colours that I've had, and
Yeah,
that's the
I know.
Rialto Blue.
Yeah.
I mean, I did buy that 16-valve turbo. That was an absolute rock box. Remember that one that I bought up here them years ago?
And you've got as well an Argenta.
Argenta, yeah.
That's really rare.
Very rare.
You don't
Probably
see them
the
anymore.
rarest car in the country, I'd imagine.
I've not even seen another one apart from yours.
No, even when they were new, I don't think anyone saw them.
I don't even know what they look like.
You don't?
You'll have to,
It's,
Give us a picture.
yeah. So put a picture up so I can see it when you
So
release
where
it,
did you
James.
find that one?
It's my dad had one briefly, sort of I think late 80s, early 90s, just as a stopgap car. It was a mini cab he got in the back of, for sale signs in the back as they used to back then, and he loved it and needed a stopgap car, so he had that, and I'd never seen another one. I don't think he'd seen another one, and so then it was sort of in me that I sort of wanted one or knew about them. and searching for years, never going to find one. And one popped up again on eBay. Was that 4 years ago?
Yeah.
About a mile away from where I live. So it's like it was meant to be, really.
And that's still on the road?
That is on the road, yeah.
And you've got another one. You've got something else, haven't you?
Chroma.
Is that a normal one or a turbo one?
It's a normal one, everyone says that.
Yeah.
Is it a turbo? No, it's not a turbo. It is, I think it was one of the very last ever sold in the UK on right-hand drive. So it's the sort of the facelifted 90s shape one. eBay again, 2005 I bought that.
eBay, good old.
250 quid in 2005. Nobody wanted it.
And that's on the roadworthy.
It's on the roadworthy, full leather, aircon, electric heated seats, auto, proper cruiser.
And when
It's
do
a
you
great
get a
car.
chance to use them all?
Good question.
And like,
Good
if you go to
question.
shows, what's your
Yeah.
favourite? So I saw you at Brooklands,
Yeah.
and you were in this. And then I was walking further down, and I saw the Uno Turbo. So did you get
They're
somebody else?
parked next to each other, yeah.
Oh, did you get somebody to
else.
bring it down?
It was a last minute thing. I had a house full at mine
Yeah.
the night before, people travelling down from north. And it was just a last minute thought after a few drinks. I was like, oh, why don't I drive your car there?
Yeah.
It's like, you know what, it would be cool to have both of them there.
Otherwise,
So,
it's either the Tipo or...
Tipo, the Uno,
Yeah.
mainly. I mean, the Unos are kind of quite hot at the moment, aren't they? So that's quite heavily featured.
Let's not talk about Uno Turbos. It's a sore subject to me.
So do you keep all your cars in one garage?
They're all, no, I wish. I'd love a nice setup like this. No, they're all close. They're all like by my house, but.
Does that mean you have to, when you move them out of the way, you have to get the brush out because there's always a little layer of friggin' rust?
Not on my cars, right?
Well, you've got a
he
coupe
says.
as well.
Yes.
A turbo.
Coupe, turbo, 16 valve.
Another rare car.
It is.
What was your plans with that?
So that is. I'm thinking to do an engine transport into this.
Yeah.
Because the 3-doors are more coupe, more Fiat Coupe than they are 5-door, and all the mechanicals are the same as a Fiat Coupe, but they're not compatible with the 5-door. Strangely, so yeah, it should, from what I've been told, be relatively plug and play.
Yeah, it is.
In terms of just chassis out and turbo back in.
Yeah.
I think we talked about that on the drive, wasn't it? That all Fiat chassis back from the 90s are all the same, so you can mix and match whatever Fiat of that era you want.
Yeah, the GTV, the Bravo, so many cars all share the same. Alphas, yeah.
So if you wanted, you could put the Busso engine in that bolt straight
Yeah.
in.
You actually could, yeah.
Yeah.
Why, do you want to try it?
Yes.
No. Let's finish the Bravo first.
Oh yeah, no, of course.
I've got to finish that. That's like a newer version of a Tipo.
Busso Coupe.
Yeah.
Someone's done that. There is someone who's actually done that. I've seen it on YouTube.
Yeah. Good
Yeah,
on
so
YouTube.
I think the front chassis is the same like Alpha 155 as well, which they put the Busso in. So yeah, it should go straight in. That'd be called Tipo V6. That'd be.
Has that even been done? Is anyone watching this?
Probably. I mean, someone's done an Uno Busso.
They're never gonna the speciality of like these, the coupes, the Uno turbos. They're special. They'll never be replicated again. That's it.
Well,
It's
they will.
done.
They'll be electric and boring.
Yeah, exactly. It's done. That era of cars.
It's mad how no one knows what it is.
What? See, it's this.
Tipo,
I
some
know.
guy, the small. Everyone thinks it's an Uno, but that's just because cars
He
got
said
so
that.
big.
This guy said it.
Yeah.
To him, it looks like a big version of an Uno.
But I mean,
Well,
it's a
but
big
it kind of
version
is.
an
But yeah, new cars are just so huge now that someone looking at that, it looks Uno size, but
I
and
love
Uno's
though,
tiny.
that they look at this and they don't know what is it then.
Yeah.
Like I was talking earlier, when I was 17, I had one. I used to go to like Milton Keynes car cruises, as you did back then, Max Power days.
Yeah.
And I had my black 5-door Sedicivalvole. And I remember taking it to car cruises and racing Renault 5 GT turbos on the straight down Milton Keynes. This would leave it, but then the Renault 5 would always catch me up on the roundabouts, pull away quicker. But then the minute this got into the higher rev band, I'd pass it. And I remember pulling up in the cruise, he come over to me, goes, what the hell is under that bonnet? And I'm like, oh, it's a 2-litre 16 valve. I go, basically it's an Integrale engine without the turbo. And I just put the bonnet up and everyone's like, wow, I've not seen one of these. and it just create a lot of attention because no one knew what these cars were. Nobody.
Nope.
That's what I loved about. I always loved having a car that no one had. And then I put it in a ditch. Yeah, put my Sedicivalvole in a ditch, and then do you know what I did? Found another one in Manchester, and he wanted 300 quid, had a stack cam belt, and I got somebody to help me go to Manchester, bring it back down to Bedford, and I took the engine out of my crashed one and I put it in my black one, which I had for many years, and then got it featured in Modern Classics magazine, and it was at the Birmingham NEC Classic Car Show. Did you remember when it was in that?
Yeah.
And I had Recaro seats in that. It was lovely, really nice example, and ended up selling it and used the money towards the Ferrari.
So what about future plans? Any cars that you're looking at, or
I haven't got any space for any more.
What's the dream?
I mean, the
Italian
dream
car?
is to have an aircraft hangar or something like that, just to buy crappy old Fiats and fill it with them, just to play with, right?
Come back a year later and you've just got a sand mountain of dust and rust.
If you won the lottery tomorrow, what Italian car of your dreams would you go and buy? Can I have one?
It would be the mid-90s Maserati bi-turbo Spider.
Oh, okay.
You know, when they did the facelift on
Yeah.
it, like the Fiat facelift on it.
Are you just glutton for punishment? The Maserati, I mean, how reliable are Maseratis?
Oh, mine kept breaking down. Do you remember? I had a Maserati. Every
Yeah.
time it just kept breaking down. And in the end, I sold it. Sold it for £6,000. It was a 4200. The one with not the boomerang lights, the squarey lights.
The
at the
squarey
back.
lights, yeah.
And I was going to Vegas, and I ended up selling it for £6,000 because I had enough of it, and I used all the money from that in Vegas.
You put on 32 red and lost.
Yeah. No.
How much of it did you lose?
No, I'm not a gambling man.
All of it.
Yeah. I wasted all the money in Vegas, but it was fun.
Just not on gambling.
I wouldn't buy a Maserati again. Not unless it's like a new one.
What about an MC20? They're really like
Chris, thank you for today. I know you've travelled an hour and a half away, but thank you for coming in and showing us your car. Again, guys, if you're watching and you want your Italian car featured on our channel, just drop us an email and we'll get back to you. But yeah, thank you. And
Pleasure, thank you.
I'm sure I'll see you at the next show.
You better.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Let me know what you think of the new YouTube lounge and what to call it. Like I said earlier, I want to get a guest on now every week. We chat to them in there, have their car featured on the channel. So yeah, let me know. And let me know if any of you guys have owned a Fiat Tipo Sedicivalvole. In the comments, let us know what you thought of the 16-valve Tipo. And if any of you watching own one, let me know. Again, I'm a great fan of these cars. I absolutely love them. This and the Uno Turbo, for me, is up there. Again, thank you. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, you know the score, and we'll see you soon.